Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Level M Diecast mix number 5, moving parts, moving right through 2023 for Matchbox. This is the mix here. 6 cars in the mix. This mix is quite loaded. Start out with our 1978 Subaru Brat. We've seen this in white, red, black, and now it's in blue with a white stripe on the side. This is number 44 of 54 for the year. Of course, got your 70th logo on there. Still rocking the awesomely controversial blisters. There is our Subaru Brat. Just has a white print on the side, a little bit of black print for some side marker lights. Utilizes the small 6-spoke utility wheel, which I think looks pretty good. Does say Brat on it. Of course, it does have those awesome rear-facing seats in the back, which was a pretty good staple of the late 70s, early 90s Brat, early 80s. Sorry, no taillight prints on this guy, but he does have the white striping that goes around the back. Kind of ridiculous that we couldn't get some print on the back of that with the white stripe, but it is what it is. There is no prints on the front, unfortunately. However, there is print underneath the hood. So the typical print that we get on the Brat. The motor in the front there, the big circle that is in the back there, that is the spare tire. In case you're not familiar of how the Brat is. A little bit of metallic speckle in the blue. You see that? Looks pretty good. Of course, there is the Dietz 1978 Subaru Brat S12. S12 is where we're at with the date code. Throw that guy out there. All right, next one up, 1965 Land Rover Gen 2 pickup. You see this guy is donning Jungle Safari. That matches a couple of 5-packs that have come out recently, last year and this year. I will actually link at least one of those 5-packs at the end of the video. You guys can check that out. But this one, number 32 of 54. I think that's pretty cool that they're just continuing these rolling decos. Nice themes going on here with main line and 5-packs, and of course moving parts. So we'll get our Land Rover truck out of there. Decked up with Jungle Safari. Very, very nice prints. This is a very high quality inkjet style printing on this particular one, which looks fantastic. It is a triple seater. Of course, it is right-hand drive. Does have opening doors. I do like the doors. There's some pretty good detail on the inside of the door panels, which is kind of difficult to see sometimes, at least on the camera. Not difficult to see if you have the model in real life. This guy has some prints on the front, which look really, really good. It says Anaconda on the plate, unit number 5. Decoed up very, very nicely. Unfortunately, there are no rear prints on this one, but this guy does come with a tow hitch, which is pretty cool. There's your base Dietz S13 on this one. Pretty good. Uses the utility 6-spoke. All right, getting into some of the heavy hitters. This is the newest color for the 95 Volkswagen Golf. I believe this is the Mark III, maybe the Mark IV Golf. It just says MK. They just gave it MK on here. They ran out of space, apparently. This is in a really, really nice kind of pastel, kind of a turquoise kind of color. This is only one per case. The Land Rover and the Brat are also one per case. This particular one is 38 of 54. This is the second time we're seeing this particular casting and moving parts. Of course, it debuted last year in maroon. So get this guy popped out of there. This one is quite difficult to get right now. It is pretty popular, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the color. It's a pretty nice color, I'm not going to lie. It's a really, really nice color. Full prints on the front, which look fantastic. Utilizes the small 6-spoke with a white print. This guy is left-hand drive. Full prints on the back. Let's say Volkswagen Golf in the Euro plate. Looks pretty good. Does have an opening hatch. Hatch doesn't open all that far. There's a little bit of cargo in there. Don't know. I don't think there's an interior variation on this one. I certainly hope not. If there is, I am not aware of it. So let's just hope there's no interior variation on this guy. But this one looks fantastic. The color is really, really nice. It's really, really nice. It looks really, really good. I mean, it's quite stunning. It's a quite stunning color. There is the deets on the bottom. Interesting placement for the rear post in order to make the hatch open. So that one is pretty good. It's a bit of a big model. The casting's a bit big. All right, moving on to this heavy hitter. This is not technically, this is actually the second release, but technically, if you're in the US, it's pretty much the first time you've ever seen this Ram. This did debut last year. It was extremely hard to find in the US. It was in mix number 1. It was just really, really difficult to get. So if you have one of those, you are very lucky. Number 26 of 54 here for 2023. Of course, that dons a kind of a hybrid deco on here. And what I mean by a hybrid deco is it's got some real aspects to it, but then it's got some not real aspects to it. I should say non-licensed aspects to it. This Ram like barely fits in the blister. I mean, barely fits in the blister. Look at that, all the way edge to edge. Here is our Ram ambulance. This is another one that is extremely hard to find currently. Also, only one per case. It says Matchbox Fire Department, so it's generic fire department, but it does say El Segundo, California, which of course is where Matchbox HQ is. This one does not have a chrome base section like the initial released had. The interior, I should say the interior piece, not the base. Base is a separate piece. There is the base there. This is all metal body, so everything you see that's red is metal. Does have some really nice prints in the front, although the headlight print is way too small. Way too small. Really needed to be a lot bigger and go all the way to the edge there, but unfortunately, just a bit too small. This guy does have opening doors in the back. Let's see if I can actually get them to open. They are quite difficult. We'll bring in some scissors and be very gentle. Make sure we don't scratch it up. There is the interior. There is a gurney on the left side, and then, of course, a place to sit on the right side. The doors are metal, which is kind of cool, but really pointless. I really don't think the doors needed to be metal, but they are. So it's a nice touch. But it looks really, really good. Of course, no prints in the back. A various interesting hook assembly model for this one. You see these two posts here. Those are part of the base. They just hook in. There is no post in the back of this particular casting. They could have riveted those two sides, but then it would have had 3 rivet spots, which probably would have been a lot harder to assemble. But this one looks fantastic. This deco is also available on a convoy with the international van, or the international ambulance. So a little bit of a cool running deco theme with that one starting as well. All right, the last 2 models we have here, brand spanking new castings. These are first time out. 2021 Fiat 500e. Of course, it is electric Fiat because they are still pushing electric cars. Number 9 of 54. This one does have a opening hatch in the back. So not too many of hatch openings. Ooh, that one just popped right out of there. This Fiat is 2 per case. So if you find this case, you will more than likely find the 500e. Full prints on the front look pretty good. That 500 logo in the grille looks pretty decent. Small 6-spoke with just a chrome ring on the outside looks pretty good. Kind of a steel blue metallic, which looks pretty good. There is the rear deets, of course, fully decoed up. It does say Fiat 500, got the lights on there and everything. Opening hatch, which doesn't stay up, which is not too surprising. It does have an added window piece in there, so just absolutely will not stay open. There is no cargo or nothing in the back of this. There's just no space for it in the back of this casting, so shouldn't be a problem with that. Since this is a brand spanking new casting, take a look at the man number here. 1376 is the man number for this brand spanking new casting. Kind of a bummer, as we already have a Fiat in the main line. Now we just have one with opening hatch. All right, next one up, another brand spanking new casting, Mercedes-Benz Unimog U5023. This one is very, very interesting. This one has a rotating axle, frame. So it doesn't necessarily have an opening part, but it does have a moving part, which of course that is the line. This is number 13 of 54. Get this guy cracked open. This one is also 2 per case. So if you find this case page, you're probably going to find the Unimog, which I think it's fine that they're doing 2 per on the brand new castings, but really needed to have 2 per on that Ram ambulance, in my opinion. Just my opinion. This is the Unimog here. This is a completely brand new tooling. This is not a modified version from the Jurassic Park. This is a completely brand new casting. So you see it does rotate in the middle axle there, and you'll see that it is a metal base. So it has a metal base and a metal body. So both parts are metal. Both base parts are metal as well. Looking at the base deets, 1380 is your man number. There's a lot of play in the axle, just a ton of play. There's a limiter so that you can only rotate that far side to side. It won't go any further. There's like a lock in there to keep it from rotating any further, but it is very loose. So that doesn't look all that great. Has some print on the side, looks pretty good. It says MBX Germany on the door. Polizzi on the top, and then of course a little bit of print there. This is Unimog for the grill. Just the utility wheel in black. No prints on the bed section. A little bit of cargo in there though. It does have fire extinguisher, a pick, and some type of gear or ring. A little access port on the top for military purposes. I like the smokestack and the snorkel being painted up on that side. Looks pretty cool. It rolls good when it's just down by itself. So we'll move these to the side. It does roll relatively well. There's a lot of play in it. It's very solid like this, but you'll see there's a lot of play between the two pieces. But I still think it's pretty cool. It's kind of an interesting take. Hot Wheels did one with the Power Wagon, but that was a whole nother price point, whole nother level. So there you go. That is mix number 5 for 2023 moving parts. There are the 6 models in that mix. Again, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and 2. That makes your case. So if you're pulling them from the pegs, that's going to be your best shot at getting those. So let me know what you guys think about those models. Let me know what you think about the Ram. Very nice to kind of get this one on the pegs finally at a big box store. But the rest of them are pretty good. It's a really good mix. These ones are okay. I like the functionality of it, but it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Could have been refined a little bit better, but we'll see how it goes. This color is fantastic, by the way. Ridiculous. So, all right, we're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Level M.cast.